Afternoon to you. Welcome to the Clarets Match Delayed. This commentary was done 2 days ago where Burnley took on West Ham. If you've seen my earlier video about the Manchester tragedy, it's there to watch on my YouTube channel. But during the match, please do not comment or talk about the game. Please wait until the stream is finished and the game is fully uploaded before commenting in the comment section below. So if you could do that for me. We don't read out live comments on YouTube for delayed games. So just so you know. But if you want to go and watch one of my other videos, which is about the tragic events in Manchester last night, please do. But those who want to listen to the commentary from Sunday between Burnley and West Ham, we're going to do that for you right now. Burnley versus West Ham. As I say, don't comment during the match because we're bringing it to you a delayed stream. So don't obviously concern yourselves with commenting until afterwards, after the stream has been played out. But we'll bring you Sean Dyche and his appraisal of how Burnley's season had gone, and we'll bring you right up to date what actually happened elsewhere as well at the end. But we're going to go back to Sunday afternoon through about 5 to 3. The team's emerging from the tunnel, so let's take you over back to Turf Moor 48 hours ago when the sun was shining. Burnley and West Ham both staying up very comfortably in the end, and this was all about just 3 points and nothing more, nothing less. So let's get over to Turf Moor when the clock ticked around to 5 to 3, when the teams came out of the tunnel to a rapturous applause. Hello there, welcome to Turf Moor, and a wonderful occasion for this game as Bobby Madley, the referee, leads out both Burnley and West Ham for their final matches of the season. And what an achievement it is for Burnley Football Club to actually stay in the Premier League this season. And let's have a look at how they're going to line up on this final day. Heaton in goal, back four of Lawton, Tarkowski, Long and Ward. Arfield getting a nod. Westwood, Henrik and Brady. Arfield just getting a nod there over Goodmanson. Vokes and Gray the preferred attackers, with Flanagan, Barnes, Defoe, Johnson, Tendard Weaker, the goalkeeper Pope, and Danny Guy, the striker, amongst the substitutes this afternoon. Beautiful, warm, sunny afternoon here at Turf Moor. Burnley staying in the top flight for the first time since 1974-5 when they 73-4 when they stayed up after the first time there. Let's look at West Ham's lineup. Adrian is in goal. They're going with a back three of Jose Font, James Collins and Ogbonna. And then they've got a midfield four of Byron, Lanzini, Fernandez and Creswell. An attacking midfield double of Goalie and Snodgrass, and they'll support the lone striker today, Andre Ayew, and amongst the substitutes of West Ham, not many there: Randolph, Fletcher, Queenat, Rice, Mozaki and Kemp. They who have a bad injury they have bad injuries at the moment, West Ham, so that's why only Simon Milic could only name 6 substitutes out of a possible 7. But a great atmosphere at Turf Moor, should be great, and I hope you're going to enjoy the match with us this afternoon. The Clarets Match Delayed, and in fact we're going to pay a tribute now to Peter Noble, who sadly died during the week, and he former Burnley player, played in the team in the 70s, and in fact in his early days won the '69 League Cup with Swindon Town. Peter Noble, who died this week. So there we go, but nobody respects their pay for the great Peter Noble. Certainly Burnley legend, as Jeff Henry gets his away. Burnley in their claret and blue, and they're going to attack the David Fishwick stand to our right in the first half. West Ham in the white jerseys with the light blue shorts, and they're going to attack the McElroy end in this first half. And should be a cracking atmosphere, as it always is on turf, as it always is on the final day of the season. Burnley started with a lacklustre 1-0 defeat against Swansea, but picked up their own form, more than definite to take at least 35 out of the 40 points they've accumulated on the at least 34 out of the 40 points or so that they've accumulated on the road, that they've accumulated here at Turf Moor, I should say. You can tell it's the last day of the season, can't you? But there's still plenty of commentaries live and recorded to come next 2 or 3 weeks. Both club and international, of course. We'll have a few finals for you to end the domestic season, and then it's internationals all the way during the summer. The Confederations Cup, of course, and the Women's World Cup, Women's Euro Championships will follow England's women in that one as well over the course of the summer. So still some great summer football to come on this YouTube channel. As Henrik knocks the ball in, and a chance here for Gray, tries to chip Adrian right up to the right of the D. Ball knocked forward by Westwood. Gray had just timed his run perfectly, and he chipped the goalkeeper, but the ball went agonisingly over the top, and it will be a goal kick. So an opportunity there for Burnley to really take the lead there. An opportunity there, gone begging, but Burnley starting pretty well, like they should do really, because it's going to be a tough old afternoon. West Ham are no slouches, there's no doubt about it, although they were very, very lacklustre, I thought, the other week against Liverpool, when they lost 4-0, and Liverpool just totally outfoxed them on their own patch, to be quite frank with you. But marvellous. There's Slaven Bilic. There were murmurs about him and his future, but it obviously seems to have dispersed, of course, although they had a bad few weeks, bad last couple of weeks really or so, because it's been a real tough baptism there as the ball played back there towards Tom Heaton, who kicks it away. Burnley really going really strong this time round. This season they've done remarkably well, and when you look at the way they've about their season so far, they've done terrifically well and performed miracles as West Ham now start to have possession, and an early shot coming in and straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Fagoli with the shot straight down the throat of Tom Heaton. We played 4.5 minutes, and here's the move again, far side there. Byron chipping that ball in. Bad defending a bit there from Kevin Long, and then the shot back in from Fagoli, who's only got 2 goals this season, the attacking midfielder. But here's Brady now at the other end for Burnley, coming up towards 5 minutes gone. Here's Jeff Henrik for the Clarets, and here's a chance now for Burnley to try and exploit the opportunities that might be on offer for them today. A little chip forward and a chance there for Gray, but Adrian quickly out of his goal and did really well to get it just on the edge of the D, just inside the D in fact, and did really well. Little chip forward it was, there it was, and Adrian very quickly off his line there. Little chip forward there by Folks, trying to play towards his strike partner but couldn't succeed in doing so. Burnley were beat. Oh, and Lanzini there almost turning into trouble there. Henrik was right on his tail, and now Collins has it on the edge of his own penalty area, kicks away right footed over the halfway line, and again good defending there from Burnley. They have missed me and Keane in the last 2 or 3 games. They have been found wanting 4 goals and shipped in their last 2 games, and all 4 goals have been rather sloppy affairs. Well, they did keep a clean sheet, the back 4 today against Crystal Palace when it was needed, and that clean sheet, I believe, and that away victories really kept them in the Premier League this season. Adrian, who's not had much game time this year because Darren Randolph has been in between the sticks more often than not this season. And well, they've only picked up about 20, I think they've picked up about 20 points in their home games this season. West Ham was always going to take some bedding in, moving away from the bowling ground, Upton Park to the London Stadium, playing in much bigger grounds than they were doing at Upton Park last year. But they, I think they might just bed in better next season when they get their second season in that particular stadium. Burnley, with 7 minutes gone, having a couple of chances. West Ham have had one, of course, through Fagoli. I mean, there's nothing riding on this game, obviously, because there's only just prize money at stake. There's a few £1 million in it. If Burnley can finish as high as they can, then there's every chance of them getting more prize money. But it was all about staying in the division, and they've done just that. They've got the 40 points they wanted at the start of the season. And they have a throw halfway inside West Ham half in the halfway line. Here's Arfield from Vokes' ball. Back to Lowton now. Will Lowton get it in there? And Arfield taking over. His first cross was blocked. He'll come here for Henrik. Henrik playing it back now to Westwood, who finds Tarkowski. Tarkowski trying to find Ward. Good tackle there by Snodgrass, who scored the equaliser for Hull City back in early September. Arfield trying to play 1-2. Looked as if he was blocked off, but Bobby Manley says no. Well, I have to say Arfield did look blocked off, but Bobby Manley was in a decent position to see it, and he saw it fit that play was allowed to continue. And here it comes Robbie Brady. Lovely chipping it right on the edge of the 6-yard box. Lovely crossing from the left by the Irishman Robbie Brady. And Sam Vokes stretching to get on the end of it and just couldn't reach it. But a real illustration of how Burnley are looking to try and make opportunities now. They want to give the supporters something to remember this last day by. And Sam Vokes nearly gave them something really to remember. Remember, Vokes and Gray are on 10 goals each. They are currently timed to be Burnley's Golden Boot winner. Now, whoever scores today, and whoever doesn't score, well, it will be whoever gets the most goals. And so far, Vokes has come closest to hitting that first dent in the race to the Golden Boot. 10 goals each. Barnes, of course, on 6 league goals for the season. Here's Ogbonna for West Ham. Gets away from Arfield, and now Arfield sort of pushes at him. A little bit clumsy there from the Burnley man. And now Lanzini, left hand side. Lanzini cuts in field, has to go back though to Collins inside his own half, mind you. Back three that West Ham are going for today. So they're doing the Conte style tactic, play it free at the back. So it's like everybody is cottoned on to the Antonio Conte tactic, although Sean Dyche does enjoy playing the 4-4-2, although he has tried through at the back before. Burnley do get a throw level with the edge of the West Ham penalty area on their left hand side. We're coming up towards 10 minutes of a fairly frenetic first half gone, and Stephen Ward to take the throw. Ward will take it short to Brady. Brady back to, well, he couldn't actually lay it back to Stephen Ward that time, but Burnley will have it 10 yards inside their own half, which means they'll have to build from the back again with Lowton just about finding Arfield, and he gets it back to Lowton. Arfield actually did very well. Now Lowton with a bit of space to run into. Up towards Gray, and then Lowton takes over again. Well, still Lowton, and he almost went all the way. And in the end, West Ham getting sufficient numbers back. And here's Robbie Brady, left hand side. And now he cuts in field about 25-30 yards from goal. Finds Henrik halfway inside the West Ham half. Good pressure this from the Clarets. Little chip in there towards Arfield, trying to flick the ball on. But Collins had read his intentions and then gets the ball away. And, well, to no avail in the end. But it's been a good first half. Burnley have really gone and have taken the game to them. And a wonderful occasion this game is going to be. There'll be a few last games for Burnley, for one or two of the players, I'm sure. But whenever happens, they're going to go out with a bang. And Sam Vokes has won another corner here. Burnley really giving themselves the opportunity now to make things happen here in this opening 11 minutes of the game. And the crowd are getting right behind their team, getting right behind Burnley now. Can they give the fans a goal to celebrate here in this opening 12 minutes? Adrian is waiting patiently on the goal line. Ward is right upon him, pointing forward in claret and blue, as you would expect. Robbie Brady with the left hand will take the corner from the right hand side with his left foot, and he swings it in there towards the 6-yard box, and they all went for it. Gray hooking it back and then over the top by Tarkowski of all people, and maybe it came to him a little bit quickly. The ball coming in, West Ham didn't deal with the corner, then Gray hooked it back in just to the right of the penalty spot, and on the 6-yard line was James Tarkowski, and it just needed to keep the header down, and that might have caused Adrian one or two problems, but it's over the top and West Ham survive. Burnley nil, West Ham nil. Adrian with the kick, right footed over the halfway line it goes, about 5 yards inside. Byron got there, but Folks gets there for Burnley and halfway, but he gives it away to Faguli. Faguli trying to turn away, and he gets away from Westwood, and he's got Creswell here down the left hand side inside the penalty area, across the face of the goal, and Ayew was waiting at the far post and he couldn't get on the end of it there. But a lovely little run there. First of all, credit to Faguli for getting the better here of Westwood, and then plays it out to the left hand side. A lovely cross with his left foot here from Aaron Creswell, but in the end Andre Ayew could not get the positive touch that was required. In fact, Ayew was probably a little bit slow off the mark there. Ball back to Tom Heaton, and Burnley now looking pretty to Burnley. I hope the referee has a decent match today, because day of the season, let's hope he's played in a very good spirit and a fair-minded spirit as well. Still 0-0. 20 forward on the from goal. And can Robbie Brady produce something here? Ashley Westwood is there too. Brady looks as if he's going to go for goal here. He's on his own. He's left to him here. He's going to be ready, left-footed, 35 yards from goal. Strikes it, and strikes it well into the cricket field stand, away to my left-hand side, or to my right-hand side. In fact, he almost hit the cameraman, who's positioned right at the back of the stand. Well, we saw him score at that same end against Chelsea back in February, which got Burnley a crucial point there against the champions. And Chelsea, of course, will be picking up the trophy this afternoon. John Terry will have that particular honour at Stamford Bridge this afternoon. We've had 15 minutes here at Turf Moor in our match, and still 0-0. Well, this has been a remarkable season for Burnley. A lot of people didn't give them a chance, but everybody in the town always felt they could do it, learning from the experiences of 2 years ago. But here come West Ham again. Faguli having plenty to say for himself in this opening quarter of an hour, and he's running inside from the left hand side, but Kerringham got a good foot in on the edge of the penalty area, but Creswell has it on the left hand side for West Ham United. 0-0 is the score. Here is Fonte. Back to Byron. Now Fonte again. Right hand side. Great first half here. Just need to go to set the game alive, and we might have a good contest here. Here's a chance now for West Ham to come forward. Snodgrass now has it on the right hand side. Snodgrass gets the ball in, but it's well blocked by Tarkowski. Gets that ball forward towards Vokes, and Vokes gets away. Oh, and Collins is surely rugby tackle Gray. That's got to be a yellow card for the Welshman. That was a ridiculous challenge by James Collins, and quite rightly gets the yellow card. It couldn't have been red because the ball was... Collins was probably too far away from goal anyway. It was just about in the Burnley half when he started tugging him, but that was just ridiculous. It would have been 20-30 yards further forward towards his head of the goal, then that might have been a problem there for James Collins. And it's Burnley 0, West Ham 0. Burnley here have got themselves a free kick, and now Collins has got to watch himself in the remainder of this game. Tom Heaton to take the free kick. It's about 3 or 4 yards still inside Burnley's territory, but an opportunity really does arise as Heaton kicks right-footed towards the Burnley penalty area. Adrian comes and then dropped it, but got it again at the second time of asking. And Collins has hurt himself. He's been through it all in this first half. There's the free kick from Heaton. It was Tarkowski. In fact, I think Collins was probably a little bit fortunate to get away with that, because it looked as if he was stabbing Tarkowski a little bit, but the referee was adamant it was a fair tackle. As Iron now takes possession, and again Tarkowski winning it, but then he's beaten to it by Snodgrass, and it leaves Burnley a little short-handed. The ball pulled back and Westwood covered, but Tarkowski magnificently, and Ward can complete the clearance over on the far side for the Clarets. This is an end-to-end game here, and this is what we would expect. Two sides that are really going for it, and I think this could be a really good game of football. I know I'm a Burnley supporter, but when you're a commentator and you get a game like this, it's like you're like an absolute kid with a toy, a new toy, because you know it's going to be an excitable 90 minutes ahead. Whoever comes out on top today, there's nothing riding on it, no relegation to worry about for these two teams. West Ham firmly in mid-table, Burnley with enough points to stay in the division. They've never been in danger most of the season, apart from a couple of games before the Palace match when they were something like 5 points above the drop zone. They got that win against Crystal Palace, and that gave them the platform to stay in the league. And one away win all season. I think the home form has helped as the cross comes in towards Fregoli from the right-hand side. He came in at the back post, Fregoli, and he couldn't get a positive touch. In fact, it came off a Burnley head, and it will be a West Ham throw. Level with the Burnley penalty box. Knowlton with the faintest of flicks. There's the cross in there from Jose Font, who hasn't got many happy hands of this ground in his Southampton days. Lost in his last visit a couple of years ago. Lost 1-0. Ashley Barnes, the goal scorer in that game. Here's Creswell now for West Ham, crossing from the left-hand side, hooked away again by Long to Henrik. Henrik gets it over the halfway line, and is one for greater chase on the far side, but he won't reach it. But the idea was good there from Jeff Henrik. Looked up and he saw that Andre Gray was the only realistic option he could have played the ball to. Unfortunately, the ball was probably, although very accurately hit, probably hit with too much oomph. And in the end it mattered not. But still 0-0 here in a very good first half. A commentator's dream this first half, this really is. O'Brien trying to get something going for West Ham, but Henrik wins it on halfway, finds Westwood on the left hand side to Ward. Ward now back in field to Tarkowski, halfway inside his own half, gets it forward towards Sam Vokes, trying to flick it on. He can't succeed, and Arfield takes possession, but Vokes has been penalised. 20 minutes gone, and well, it's 0-0, but for a 0-0 it's been quite a good watch. It was a foul, I think, might have been by Vokes on Manuel Lanzini. A free kick it is to West Ham United. Very depleted side, plenty of injuries to key players like Carroll and Noble and one or two others, which doesn't help matters, and it hasn't helped Slaven Bilic in the slightest. And it is very difficult. Winston Reid is also out as well. But yeah, it's been very difficult for West Ham. Very difficult really last week for them, a week ago, when they were absolutely trounced 4-0 by Liverpool. And Liverpool taking a huge step possibly now to Champions League football. With that result, if they beat Middlesbrough at Anfield today, they'll They'll do just that. Here's Burnley now. We're trying to run it long. And Burnley fouling long, in fact, just on the edge of the area. Just in the left-hand side of the area. Free kick to Burnley. Long's really standing his ground here, but Lanzini really having plenty to say for himself in the opening 21.5 minutes we've been playing here in this first half. And look at Mike Garlick there, the Burnley chairman. Been the sole chairman now for about a year or so, since John Bonaskevich stepped down. Barry Kilby is back on the board, of course, as the vice chairman. And it's nice to see Barry Kilby back working at the football club, having had his battle for a couple of years with testicular cancer. And we all wish Barry Kilby as well all the very best. And it's good to see him back at the club as vice chairman. But Mike Garlick has been really good. He's loosened the purse strings this season, and it's enabled Burnley to get enough points on the board, get enough quality in, and it's enabled Burnley to stay up with 40 odd points. They might get 43. They can stay up with the highest they can do is 43. Before this season, I think the highest points tally they managed was 33, and that was 2 years ago. Here's Gray on the right hand side. Big chance here. Ball back Arfield. Lovely dummy. And a lovely goal by Sam Vokes from 7 yards out with the side of his right foot. Put it into Adrian's right hand corner. And Burnley take the lead after 23 minutes. A wonderful goal, and it gives the Clarets fans something really to remember this final day by. But what a lovely move it was. A long ball forward. Arfield did terrifically well here, getting the ball just to the right of the centre circle, and he put Gray on his way here. Great fall in, and lovely ball in. Arfield went in for it first. A lovely dummy. Took 3 West Ham defenders out of the game, and Sam Vokes was unmarked and onside. Straight centre of the goal, and he slid it beyond the dive of Adrian, who had absolutely no chance. It was a lovely ball. It was low, very difficult for goalkeepers. And Turf Moor now absolutely in party mode, because Burnley have taken the lead. 23.5 minutes gone. Burnley 1, West Ham United 0. And what a moment that was for Sam Vokes. He's now on his 11th goal of the season. It makes him now Burnley's top scorer. 11 goals in the Premier League this season, and he now goes one ahead of Andre Gray as they look to try and as they're going head to head for this Clarets Golden Boot on the last day of the season. A marvellous moment for Burnley there. As I say, Scott Arfield, I've criticised him a lot, I have to say, but on this occasion you've got to give him praise. But here come West Ham at the other end, trying to hit back straight away. Ball played in by Snodgrass into Osprey. The ball will come out here for Creswell, who shoots right-footed to the left of the penalty box, and over the top into the McElroy stand it goes for a goal kick to Burnley. So 24.5 minutes gone. Burnley 1 goal clear. Now the question is, can they hold on and see a victory on the final day? There's David. I think that's David Sullivan or David Gold. It's one of the Davids anyway. In the crowd, as I say, there's been a lot of doubts about Village's future. We've also mentioned that. Myself and Mike Claret had mentioned it before on Let's Talk Football for a couple of weeks or so. And well, it's been that sort of season for them. It was always going to be difficult, I think, for Slaven Village's side, as I say, moving to the London Stadium and all that jazz. But I think to done as well as they have, I think it's been a good achievement. Although they did finish obviously 7th last season, which was quite an achievement from them. But it was always going to be difficult. And then the Dimitri Payet nonsense has been an unwelcome distraction for Slaven Village and for the football club. It's affected things, but they seem a little bit better now that they sold Payet, and that's a ball challenge there from Arfield, and he's given well, Westwood was adjudged to have brought Ayew down. It looked questionable. I don't think the yellow card should have been needed. I don't think Westwood's challenge was that vicious. I think Bobby Madley was probably a little bit hasty to get the yellow card out. And he will book Westwood for it. It looks a tad harsh. 26 minutes gone. Oh, I don't know. I don't think he touches him here. If you look at it there, I think Ayew buys the decision of the referee and the yellow card for Westwood. I think that's a questionable decision, but Burnley have got to stay switched on, and they're not from the free kick. They've taken it quickly, West Ham. Ball played in there, and a chance for Lanzini. Inside the box, right foot, into the corner it goes, 1-1. Well, if the free kick was questionable, there wasn't any questions about that finish from Faguli. The Hammers fans turn to cheer. It's only his 4th goal in the season in all competitions. It's his 3rd goal in the league this season, and it brings West Ham level at 1-1. I don't think the free kick should have been given in the first place. I'm surprised the free kick was given, let alone a yellow card, but what you can't complain about is the way West Ham finished that off. Lovely 2-3 pass move from the free kick. Burnley weren't switched on to it. And from the moment Ayew flicked that through to Faguli, there was only going to be one outcome. Right foot did the rest. Tom Heaton didn't really have much of a chance, and into the net it went. And West Ham, 4 minutes after going behind, are back level at 1-1. So we're back to where we started, quite honestly. And, well, we've got 2 goals in 4 minutes. Sean Dyche will be absolutely seething. First of all, with the decision to give the free kick firstly against Westwood and then a yellow card to add insult to injury. But really, Burnley should be absolutely furious with themselves for not switching on at the quick free kick. West Ham were well within their rights to take that free kick, by the way. And here's Faguli, who finished that move off superbly. An incisive 3-pass move from that free kick. Really was down the centre of the field. Really was a good move, but there will be questions why the free kick was given in the first place, because there didn't seem to be any contact by Ashley Westwood on Ayew, and I think that was an appalling decision by the referee. But having said that, though, you still have to sort of switch on from the free kick, however tough the decision might be against you, and Burnley unfortunately didn't do that, and Dyche will be tearing his hair out about the defending as well. Tarkowski and Long were just found wanting there from that little flick from Ayew. But anyway, Loughton now, can he get down that right hand side? He might get there first. He has done. He's away from McBonner, but McBonner snaps back on the right hand side and gives Burnley an opportunity now to get back in front because they have a corner. What he does do is set up the rest of this first half now as we come into the last 17 minutes of it, plus stoppage time. And so far in the 29 minutes we've been playing so far, we've had a rip-roaring start to the game. And it's been a real enjoyable game for us to describe on the last day of the season. Robbie Brady with the corner from the right-hand side, just in the quadrant, towards the back post, throwing it out. Chances here now, a shot coming in from, it might have been Jeff Henrik, and it's gone out for a throw. Came off a West Ham man last. This was the opportunity again for Jeff Henrik, and still 1-1 as we come up towards half an hour of the match gone. Burnley 1-1 with West Ham. Flick on by Vokes. Collins is there again for West Ham, and then an opportunity perhaps there for another West Ham player. Collins again, I think, went down and he's injured himself. Well, I don't know if he's making a meal of it or he's actually seriously injured. He's not one to go down very easily, I have to say, Collins. And if it's Westwood, and I've got a distinct feeling it might be, that's quite high to be fair. And I tell you what, on another day you would have seen red for that, I have to be honest. I think Collins does not make a meal of it at all. He's genuinely down there. He's a big man, James Collins, and he doesn't go down too easily. I think Bobby Madley has let Westwood off there, I've got to be honest. And Westwood will get a talking to. Will he be sent off? The West Ham fans certainly want him off. It did look very high to me. Tarkowski ending here to the conversation. And just really think Collins adding his own opinions, but the referee is going to let Westwood stay on the field. But I have to say, it looked a very dodgy tackle. More than dodgy, and I think Westwood, is highly lucky not to have been sent off. I have to be honest, that was a silly tackle by the former Villa man. And James Collins, well, let's hope he's okay. I might be a self-confessed Burnley fan, but on that occasion there was just no defence for Ashley Westwood at all. The referee has really been rather lenient with him. Already booked, of course, on another day and another game. That would have been a second yellow, and now a Burnley player's gone tumbling. but thankfully he's okay. Just coming together there. Stephen Ward, he's a tough campaigner, he's a tough cookie. But well, Sean Dyche will be absolutely seething about the concession of a goal in that sort of fashion. But that's the way it is at the moment. But West Ham have done well to get back, even if the free kick initially was questionable. I think Westwood is lucky not to get a straight red. In fact, when you look at the challenge, I've looked at the challenge 2 or 3 times on the replay, and it looks worse every time you see it. I've got to be honest, I think the referee has been rather lenient to Mr. Westwood, I have to say. And another day that would have been a red card as Creswell plays that in. Still might come Faguli on the edge of the area. Faguli shoots just around about this penalty spot from about 13 yards out, right footed. And unfortunately he's cleared the lower tier of the McAvoy stand and into the top tier, and Stephen Millett showing a bantering session with 1 or 2 of the Burnley fans behind his dugout there. But what I will say is that West Ham have really grown into the game, and I've got to be honest, they probably deserve to be leading. Burnley haven't really covered themselves in glory defensively, and since going in front, Burnley, they really sat back and let West Ham back into the game. I know there was question marks about the free kick which led to the goal, but even so, you don't switch off like Burnley did, and you've got to emphasise that fact really, really much as well. So, as much as we can sugarcoat the poor decision that preceded the goal, Burnley should have learned the first golden rule: switch on at the set play, and they didn't do so. And West Ham were able to pass the ball to Faguli, who passed it into the back of the net. And we've got a scoreline here at Burnley 1, West Ham 1 as we come up towards, we're well into the last 15 minutes. We've got about 11 and a half minutes of the first half remaining, plus any time added on. And then after that, we'll have half time, we'll have a 10-minute break, and then we'll have full second half for you. And then after the game, we'll hear from Sean Dyche and about the game today, and obviously the season. It's been a successful season. Whatever happens today for Burnley, they can be proud of what they've achieved, as a few tackles, a few meaty challenges going in there, certainly on halfway, a foul there on, well, it's Faguli who's been penalised. Referee Bobby Mundley's got some work to do here. This is what happened. Faguli and absolutely barged into Long, there's no doubt about that, and Long is no slouch. Faguli knew what he was doing and completely illegally barged him out the way. Just a 3 kick though. I think the referee was right to do that. I think it was a Burnley 3 kick and nothing more. 3 kick has come in there, I think, from Heaton, flicked on again. Brady was in there. I think there was a little potential shout for handball by just 1 or 2 players. I think it was more half-hearted appeals than anything else. Ball back in again to the mixer once again, and this time West Ham have an opportunity to get it away, as Ayew, the man who's won the debatable 3 kick which led to the goal scored by Faguli, gets it back from Snodgrass now on the right hand side. Still Ayew now for West Ham, and here's a chance for Ogbonna now has got the ball in. That's a good big chip in there, and a chance here now. Lanzini puts it in. Byram, puts it in the side netting, but the flag had gone up in fact for offside. Cutting from the right hand side, ball forward, and yes, Byron had just strayed offside, but he wouldn't have scored anyway because Tom Heaton had that near post well and truly covered. So Sam Byron, I suppose, in a lot of ways, saved a great embarrassment, a great last day embarrassment on the final day of the season. And well, there you go. It's just one of those things, I'm afraid. But West Ham deservedly level, having gone behind, because they've just fought back rather well. They've really had to fight back. It was a difficult it was a difficult first few minutes for them, and then they've just come back in strongly and have got themselves back into it, as we see another opportunity here for, I think it was Tarkovsky. This was the handball shout against Jose Font. Possibly ball was alongside, and I don't know whether Bobby Madley could see all that well, to be fair, but it's probably in the category of sin and given. Up on against it back to Adrian, who had no chance with the opening goal scored by Sam Vokes, his 11th goal of the season in the league. He's 13th in all competitions this year. He got 2, of course, in the FA Cup run. Scored against Sunderland and Bristol City in rounds 3 and 4. Couldn't add to his tally, of course, in the 5th round. Of course, Burnley didn't score against Lincoln. They got knocked out, of course. And here's a chance now for Byron. Oh, what a good tackle that is from James Tarkovsky. Did really well there. The former Oldham and Brentford centre-half did really well, Tarkovsky. And Byron is no slouch. He's quite a pacey player, and Tarkovsky probably just had that half a yard start on the West Ham wingman, and he did really well. Here's Creswell now in field as Fernandez takes it on for West Ham. Inside the centre circle it is. Lanzini out to the far side. Lanzini gets it again towards Ayew. Back to Lanzini once again. Into infield to goal scorer for Gulli. Back on halfway line to Fernandez. Fernandez to Preguli. And Preguli then goes down rather theatrically, I have to say. Bobby Madley was in a good position now. We'll have to look at a replay. Looks like Westwell was involved. I'm not sure whether you could give a free kick for that, but I must admit, he went down in instalments from the naked eye. Now, whether or not, I don't know. I haven't got the benefit of 23 camera angles, which might tell us different. So until we see a replay, I'm going to go with my own gut instinct that Figuli was probably milking it a little bit there. Ball forward from Arfield. Can't just find Gray though. But Gray will foul Ogbonna, and a free kick to West Ham on their left-hand side. This was the opportunity for Gulli. Let's have a look. Oh, he actually caught him there. I have to say, I don't think I was probably wrong, and I think Figuli's probably got a right to query that with referee Madley. Westwood again. He's got to just stop being petulant and stop being late with his challenges. The referee could only take so much, and Burnley could be running the risk of going down to 10 men. Maybe it's time for Dyche to take him off maybe at half time, because he can't keep continuing like this. Here's Andre Gray now 10 yards inside the West Ham half rather. Plays it towards Ward on the left hand side. Snodgrass tracking back and did really well, the former Hull City and Norwich City man. Started his career of course at Leeds. Pro taken quickly here by Burnley. Almost gave it away on halfway. And if he'd have given it away to Neva Faguli, the free kick quickly. Oh no, they're not. Well, if West Ham are allowed to take a free kick quickly, I think Burnley should be doing the same. Well, it's a silly challenge by Ayew. There's no doubt about it on Tarkovsky. I think Sean Dyche is a little incensed, because if West Ham can take a free kick quickly, which certainly happened on their goal, why can't we? I think it's got to be. You can't have one rule for one and another for another. It's got to be a one rule for everybody. Free kick has been floated in towards the edge of the penalty area. Tarkovsky couldn't win it, and that's a little bit frustrating for Burnley, because they could have had a good attack going from the quickly taken free kick. Inside the last 5 minutes of normal time of the first half. Here's Snodgrass down the right hand side on the far side for West Ham. Snodgrass laying it in there, trying to find Faguli on the edge of the area, but Tarkovsky read his intentions very well and knocked it out of play. But it's been a hard fought first half. It's been end-to-end stuff. It's almost been playing like a cup tie in the way the game's been set up, because there's no pressure on either side. They can go out and enjoy the game. Whoever wins will win, but it's been that sort of an afternoon, of course. Byram again inside there. The long ball finds Creswell. Creswell now will run at Lawton. Creswell gets a low cross in there, but Long getting a foot on it and getting in out for a throw. Long has looked a little bit shaky in the last couple of games. Was at fault for the equaliser. Along with Tarkovsky, you can't really blame longer 100% for the equalising goal. It was a question of both defenders really not switching on. Although you could ask half the Burnley team questions, but why they didn't switch on as Brady goes forward, and surely was taken out just over halfway there by Lanzini, and surely that's got to be a yellow card. Yes indeed. Well done Bobby Madley. Good decision. 42 minutes gone. Burnley 1, West Ham 1. Westwood playing the ball into Brady, and Brady with a nice turn of pace gets away from Lanzini, and Lanzini just takes him out. It's an absolute disgraceful tackle. He's gone right through the back of him, and the referee had no other choice but to give him the yellow card and the free kick to Burnley. Now, what an opportunity now. If Burnley could snatch something before half-time, this would be fantastic. Ward to take it 5 yards inside the West Ham half, left to the centre circle. Now it's gone to the left-hand side, cross is deflected, and the goalkeeper says to front, I will take that, and I will take possession of it, and I will take as long as I need to get the ball away. 2 minutes and 10 seconds of normal time to go. I don't think there'll be too much in the way of stoppage time. I think there'll probably be at least a minute or so at the end of what's been a really open and rather open first half, as here's Vokes on the chase, and he's got away from Collins. 2 in the middle if he can pick one out. Still Vokes, may have held it up too long, he did. Collins got a foot in as he attempted the cross, but Burnley keep it in on the far side. And here's Brady. Brady darts into the penalty area. Ball back across. Gray can't finish it off. Inside the 6-yard area at the near post. Puts it well wide of the right-hand post. And in the end, Burnley, instead of going 2-1 up, have risked an opportunity. But Robbie Brady there. Good run. Gray, well, maybe a slight hint of offside, maybe against him. But even so, Robbie Brady doing well to shake off 2 opponents. And Gray just needed a bit more of a better touch. He tried to be possibly too clever with the flick, and maybe just should have just gone with a side foot. A conventional side foot would have probably been enough. He tried to flick it with the back of his foot, and well, when you try to be too clever, I suppose it doesn't come off. I suppose it's I suppose you're made to look a little bit red-faced about the whole situation. Last minute of the first half then, and here's Arfield in there to win it, and he won it well. I thought he won it well. The referee agreed. Lanzini was down in a heap and then gets himself back up. I think he knew it was a good challenge. Here's Arfield again, winning the ball and winning a throw. 30 seconds of normal time to go, and then it'll be down to the fourth official's discretion to see how long we're going to have on at the end of the first half. I can't see it being any more than a minute, maybe 2 at the most. That was a good committed challenge there from Arfield. Nothing wrong with that at all. Here's Tarkowski now to Westwood. He's been rather fortunate not to have been sent off. Here's Scott Arfield. Vokes back to Arfield. Arfield right side of the D. He'll cut infield. Plays it in towards Vokes, who goes down. No free kick against Sam Vokes. I thought that was a cast iron free kick. We're now into stoppage time. And how long have we got there? 2 minutes. So 2 added minutes at the end of a very competitive first half. Not surprised by that. I think 2 minutes is about right from the fourth official. Here's Lanzini now for West Ham, deep inside Burnley territory, about 10 yards inside Burnley territory in fact. And here's for Gurley, who got the equaliser. Superbly taken goal, though the winning of the free kick from initially from Mayu was very questionable. And the referee has spotted an infringement. I think it might have been an offside in fact. Well, he's got an advice in the back of his head, Bobby Madley. There's Arfield playing it in. Well, there's no doubt for me that's a foul by Font. Absolutely ridiculous. He's pulled him there. So we're now coming up towards 1 of the 2 minutes played at the end of the first half, and then it will be up to Bobby Madley. See if there's going to be any further time added on. I doubt very much there will be. Here's Arfield now into towards the penalty area. Gray trying to flick it on, but asked a lot there with the next man, and it's hooked away by West Ham. I think, to all intents and purposes, it's more than likely now going to end 1-1 at half time, and I think that's probably about right on the grand scheme of things, because Burnley took the lead, and then all of a sudden sort of went off the boil a little bit, and allowed West Ham back into this game. But I have to say, both teams have I've gone out there, tried to play it like an FA Cup game, and I've really gone at it hammer and tongs in this certainly opening 45 minutes and plus 2 extra minutes. So remember, when the whistle goes, we'll wrap up the first half and then take a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back with the second half after that break. Here is Lanzini, latter stages now, last 10 seconds of stoppage time. All eyes on Bobby Madley as West Ham look for a way through. We've played the 2 minutes. I think Bobby Madley will just allow this attack to see it as its course, and I don't think it's going to go too far. In fact, the referee's decided that's enough's enough. So Burnley and West Ham going at 1-1 at half-time. Vokes with a goal for Burnley after 23 minutes, but for Burnley equalising for West Ham, making it 1-1 at the break. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and we'll be back with the second half after that break. Burnley 1, West Ham 1 is the half-time score. Well, welcome back to Turf Moor as we begin the final 45 minutes of both Burnley and West Ham season and the final 45 minutes of league action here on the Clarets Match and the match from the Premier League this season. And then it's the end of the Premier League season for another 3 months, and then we'll all be back again on the 12th of August to do it all over again. These two teams know that they'll be in next year as Pagoli starts an early run down the right hand side. West Ham attacking the goal to our right, and here they come again. Creswell with an early cross in there, might get a second chance on the edge of the area, to the left of the area in fact, and Creswell runs into traffic. Burnley now in claret and blue, going forward, attacking the goal to our left. Here's Sam Vokes turning nicely, and again can't dig it out of him under his feet. And really, let's hope the second half lives up to what we saw in the first. We had everything, 2 goals, bit of controversy. Should Westwood have gone down to Burnley have gone down to 10 men? West Ham fans will be rightly agreed about that, because he put in a very, very high challenge on James Collins, who's on the ball now for West Ham, up towards halfway. And now back with Ogbonna, back to Lanzini, left hand side, goes over the halfway line, still on the left, chips the ball forward to Creswell. Creswell does well, shakes off a couple of Clarets opponents, gets the ball out towards Snodgrass, Ryman, who tries to keep that in play and he can't do so. And it will be a throw to Burnley about 15 yards from the penalty box, almost at halfway. And here's Ward back to Tarkowski. Tarkowski gets it long, but again well read. An opportunity now for Lanzini midway inside the Burnley half. Tries to play it in there to Borthwaguli. Now Vokes wins it, and away by Jose Font. And the ball back in Hernandez. Snodgrass was working again. Long ball from Burnley, just couldn't bounce for Graves, not the tallest of men. And back to, I thought Adrian was going to show Ogbonna down the river, but he didn't. Already it's been a roaring start to the second half with 2 minutes gone. Both teams having good pockets of possession here at the start of the half. Heaton gets it forward, but he'll find Adrian at the other end. And Adrian defending the left hand side and Heaton the right hand side in the second half. Collins gets it back to Adrian, who kicks away from just outside his 6-yard box. Tarkowski winning that one on halfway inside the centre circle. Now the ball breaks on the left hand side of Ward. That's a bad tackle there by Snodgrass, right through the back of Ward, and he knows he can't get away with that. Sure, the referee should be getting a card out. He went right through the back of Stephen Ward here. Look at that. That's a ridiculous challenge. That's a yellow card offence. Whenever I see it, he takes the man. Yes, he may well feel that he gets the ball as well, but he certainly got the man from behind. That should have been a yellow card to Robert Snodgrass. There's no 2 ways about that. But it is a free kick to Burnley. 3 minutes of the second half gone. Robbie Brady then, with his left foot, curls it in towards the penalty area. And it goes then for Arfield to win the next one. He can't do so. Still Burnley have it deep inside West Ham territory. Ball back in there, and Vokes' header from the cross from the right hand side by Matt Lowton is wide of the left hand post and behind for the goal kick to West Ham United. Decent ball in. Vokes stayed on side but just couldn't get the positive touch there. It was about 9 or 10 yards from goal. It is rather difficult to try and get in on target. There's Michael Keane. George Boyd there as well. He's not featured in the 16, although he has really worked his socks off. Mike Garlick there, the chairman of Burnley. What a job he has done, and he'll have to go some if he's going to keep Michael Keane at the helm. Plenty of people lining up to sign him. Manchester United, his former club, are definitely interested. So too are Liverpool. They certainly have paid a real interest. The papers are to be believed. That is certain, and I think it's a real I think it's going to be a real fight to the effort to keep them at the club at the moment, as certainly things will and truly stand at this precise moment in time. So Burnley 1, West Ham 1 is the score. And we played sort of like 5 minutes of the second half, and still 1-0, and Arfield playing the ball around the corner again. And there's a nice cross by Brady. Can't find Vokes on the left hand side. Lovely idea again. He's put in a couple of lovely balls in the second half already, Matt Lowton. He's really done terrifically well. Getting on the right hand side, playing the ball in. I think Vokes was just onside as well. The flag stayed down. But Matt Lowton, I have to say, he's had a really good second half so far in this opening 6 minutes of the second half. He really has done extremely well. Here's Adrian with the goal kick, right-footed. And again, ball out of play, and it will be a throw it in back to Burnley. And Stephen Ward, who's had a marvellous season at left back, really has been a Burnley unsung hero. So too you could say Matt Lowton as well, although Ward hasn't been too prolific with the assists. He's only created 1 assist, and but it was a crucial one against Crystal Palace. The opening goal, obviously coming off the bench to score the second one, which made it 2-0 on the day for Burnley. So it's been a marvellous achievement to keep Burnley in the Premier League, and even a point today would not be the worst result in the world. It'd still be a nice way to end the season. As Arfield touches it back there, long ball forward, looking for Gray. Gray might get there. Gray inside the area, goes down and gets up. In fact, I think the free kick has been given, although Bonner did finish him off inside the penalty area. I think maybe Burnley have got an actual entitlement to feel agreed that they should have had a penalty here. Well, I think that's a penalty. I do honestly think that's a penalty kick, and I do think that West Ham have got away with it there. I think that's a penalty, not a free kick on out the edge of the penalty area. I think Burnley have a lot more grievance to complain about the decision than the West Ham players. It's definitely a foul, and I think it was definitely inside the penalty area. Bobby Manley, I'm sure will have his reasons for why that wasn't a penalty, but I'm certain that was a penalty, certainly inside the box and not outside. But this is where the situation where the linesman needs to help the referee in these situations too. But I'm sure the linesman will have had his say on things as well. But Robbie Brady now will take this free kick. It's about a yard from the edge of the penalty area, but I'm still convinced that's a penalty. I know if Brady does score with his left foot from here, it's just to the right of the D. If he scores, then all will be forgotten if it goes in. But I still think there'll be a awful lot of controversy if he doesn't from here. There's a 5 in the West Ham wall plus Westwood. He's set up for Brady left of the D, about a yard from the edge of the box. About 19 yards out then. Robbie Brady, left foot over the bar into the McElroy stand. And Q, well, I think there's a few boos for the Burnley. There's a few boos for a few people around, really, because I honestly think, and I'm not trying to be grievant, I don't want to be too grievant to be honest with you, but I do honestly feel the referee probably got that one wrong. I have to say. But there you are, that's the way it bounces sometimes. It's still 1-each here. As Burnley now come charging forward with Arfield, can't dig it out from under his feet. As West Ham will go forward again with Lanzini. Lanzini controlling. Good play this from Ayew. Back again. And now the cross in from... Oh, and they all went for it. A chance here now for Byram inside the area. Byram charged down and did really well. Good defending again. Now Vokes at the other end to Gray. Back to Vokes again. But again, Ogbonna doing terrifically well and tidying up the problems there for Burnley, for West Ham, I should say. Well, it's been a game that's been full of all sorts of incidents. And here's a chance now for Ward to get it away for Burnley. But at 1-1, it's been that sort of a match, really. The way the game has been played. It's played in a really good spirit. It would be a real shame now if we had an ending, if we had a tragic ending like this. It really would. But the ball played back, and again Collins got the ball away. And West Ham here and Burnley here having one or two little bits of pressure here themselves, applying real pressure on themselves here. And here's a chance for Gray inside the area, but again, good tackle again. Font, I think, getting back there to deny Gray at the very last on the edge of the area. Now a chance here for Creswell to get it away, and it's out, in fact, to a throw. But Andre Gray there with an opportunity to make it 2-1, and just couldn't take the chance on offer. But I'll tell you something, they are really going for it now, both teams. They're not here to make up any numbers, as Gray getting in. In fact, Byron got back and denied Andre Gray. So in the end, it probably just came to nothing in the end. And Tarkowski getting that one away. Apologies if there's a lack of sound on the thing. There is a few problems with the stream, but that's the technical side. We still have action now for you to bring you, so if there's no background sound as we see a replay of the ball bouncing down off the roof of the Bob Lord stand over on the far side, and Tarkowski there just looking that one out, and it's a corner now to West Ham for Gooley to take it, the goal scorer. Short again. West Ham forward, we've got plenty of numbers forward as Paguli takes it again. Paguli got the idea there, trying to get Creswell. He's behind and he's kept that in, but Burnley can hook it away. Well, what a second half we've got ourselves now, that is for sure. 1-1 is the score, but a great second half that we're enjoying here as the shot, the ball comes in there. It was out for a West Ham throw. Stephen Ward getting that one away. Tell you what, this second half has really lived up to its pre-match billing. And with the scoreline here at 1-1, it's all to play for now as we're now coming up towards an hour of the match gone. Burnley 1, West Ham 1. Good first second half here that we're bringing to you live. And here come West Ham once again with Snodgrass rather. Here for Gooley, midway inside the half. Now a chance here now. The shot coming in, deflected away. It was Jose Font of all people with the shot, and now opportunity still knocks as the game now moves towards the last half an hour. Still 1-1. We're in for a rip-roaring finish to this game now, as West Ham look to try and sneak it towards the end. The cross coming in towards the back post, headed out for a corner. Westwood doing magnificently well, and now we've got a finish and a half now on, as West Ham look to try and win the game. We've had an hour, 1-1. But I tell you what, it's not for the one to try, and that is for sure. So the corner to be taken by Snodgrass. In towards the penalty area it goes. And the header over the top. Still, in fact, it's gone out anyway for a goal kick. And out it goes. But still we are at 1-1 here, and Heaton with the goal kick. One corner kick from Heaton. We've played an hour, and still 1-1 is the score here at Turf Moor. Ball over towards the far side it goes. Burnley keeping in possession comfortably and rather well here. As a long ball forward again, looks towards the near side and Byron, but he's been penalised for a foul on Brady. Free kick. Here's the incident again. Well, he's clattered into the back of Robbie Brady there. Linked on towards Westwood now, and Lowton on the far side. Lowton keeps possession, looks for options. Infield it goes to Andre Gray. Gray turns nicely against Ogbonna. Ogbonna sticking close to him though like glue. Ball played back in there towards Arfield. Can't get it on the end of it. And then the ball back again. And he'll come here for Ward. Ward can't get there. And out it goes for a throw. And Burnley now starting to ask a couple of questions as we go into the 62nd minute of the game. Bobby Madley only to have eyes in the back of his head now, as we now go into the closing stages of the game. Last half an hour or so of the game to go. A long throw in there. Vokes with a flick on, away by Collins. Inside the area. Henrik to knock it back into again once again, but the free kick has been given against Sam Vokes, and a free kick it is to Burnley, as now we come forward again with Arfield. A little chip in there from Lowton. Gets a second bite. In there it goes. Collins again with another header. And then the shot from 20 yards from Westwood goes into the stand for a goal kick. And, well, it has been a frustrating afternoon in front of goal for Burnley. There's no doubt about that. As we see it again. A bit of pushing and shoving as well against Sam Vokes. This was the earlier chance. I think that was a bit harsh maybe against Sam Vokes. But still 1-1. And what a finish we're in for now. And Sam Vokes really has been frustrated this afternoon since the goal, of course. Tarkowski gets it back to Heaton, and Heaton now will try and get that away for Burnley. 1-1 is the score coming up towards the final 25 minutes of the second half, plus stoppage time of course. And here's Henrik now to win the next ball. Now Ward on the left hand side. Ward gets it forward once again. Good play again from Robbie Brady. Brady doing terrifically well, and then runs into traffic again. Now a chance now for Snodgrass to get it forward. The ball hooked towards the Burnley defence, and then back to Tom Heaton it goes. No problem. 1-1. Burnley trying to get another attack going with Heaton. A long kick forward. Collins winning that one away, and then Byron getting it back. And then Tarkowski getting it back to Heaton once again. And still no substitutions used yet by either side, as Henrik now takes possession. Plays the left hand side, and Ward gets it forward. And Bond gets it back to Adrian, and Adrian, oh, cool as you liked, chips it out of his penalty area to the chest of Byram, who chests it down beautifully for Ward's Font. This game being played in a rip-roaring pace. You can't take your eyes off it for the second nearly 65 minutes of the game have elapsed. And Henrik now takes possession. Henrik knocks it back. Bangs Tarkowski. Tarkowski now to Long. Long again. Now tries to pick out a long ball, and he does over the halfway line, looking for Vokes, winning the header fairly. Still a chance here for Gray. Might drop for Westwood. Gray again to the far side, and here comes Lawton down the right hand side. Now Westwood swings in across. Byron with a header away on the 6 yard line of West Ham's, and now West Ham can get it away. 25 minutes to go. Ward trying to flick it on, And here is Arfield. He's brought down his man, and a 3 kick it is to West Ham. Lanzini and a man felled there. Well, what a second half this has been. Full of incident, full of drama, full of everything really. And yet we're still level at 1-1 as we go into the last 20 minutes or so of the game. What a game it has been as well. The way the game has progressed. The game has progressed certainly in the last 25 minutes or so. It's been a real marvellous game to watch and describe for you here, and really has been a marvellous occasion. And with 65 minutes gone, a standing ovation here from the Burnley fans as we look to get a bit of sound back. A bit of sound back there as Robbie Brady now comes off. It's a good reception from the Burnley fans. And well, we've certainly had it value for money here today. I apologise for the sound quality on the game we're actually watching here. As Johan Berg Gudmundsson now comes on. As I say, very much, I cannot apologise enough for what is happening here. But Brady is coming off now. But it's been a marvellous second half. It really has. It's been played in a terrific spirit. And let's hope that the game has been... Let's hope the second half has really lived up to all expectations. Really it has. And I've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you here on the YouTube channel. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been enjoying it just as well. As Robbie Brady comes off for Burnley, there he is, being taken off the field, and there he is, getting a warm handshake from his manager and his backroom staff. And on his place comes Johan Berg Gudmundsson, who will play the next 25 minutes or so. There is Robbie Brady now coming off. We're having a few technical problems, of course, and we've hit a problem here with the match stream. It's been one of those dodgy occasions where the Burnley West Ham game is. I'm afraid I can't. Unfortunately, we can't continue with